Welcome to Lesson 5. In this lesson, we're going to finish our weekly sequence tune by adding a vocal and then creating a layout around that vocal using the other musical parts that we made in the previous week's lessons. So, as usual, we're going to start by going File, Open, Weekly, and now we have our sequence again with the house beat, the bass ring, and the pad 2 chords. So in order to add a vocal, we're going to come to a new area, and this is going to introduce audio to you and the sounds folder. Now when I click on the sounds folder over here in the top right corner, you can see that I've got a big list of names and it goes on for quite a while. We're not going to worry about any of this yet because next week's lesson is going to look at this in depth. For now, all I would like you to do is come up to the top here where this magnifying glass is, and you can do this now, so let's do it together. Let's close this. We're going to click on Sounds in the top right corner, and now we're going to come over, and in this magnifying glass area, which is the search window, we're going to click here and type D-I-S-C-O, disco. And what we're looking for is this one down here, Disco Vocal 1. So I'm not even going to explain any of the controls or anything. This week, all I'm going to do is show you how to bring this Disco 1 into our sequence. Two ways we can do it. We could double click here like this, and you can see it puts it in. And at the top here, I don't know if you saw it, but it said downloading. Now you'll also notice that it's now saying time stretching. Time stretching means that this audio was recorded at a different speed. You can see here it says 110 BPM and we're at 120 BPM. So YuStudio has just automatically stretched this audio, or actually shortened this audio, to make sure that it plays in time at 120 BPM. We're finished there now, so we're just going to close that window. So I'll show you again how to do it. I'm going to undo it and remove it completely. I'm going to delete this track by clicking Menu and Delete. And now I'm going to come to Sounds. I've still got disco in there, but you haven't. Let's pretend we haven't. We're going to come here and type disco, D-I-S-C-O. And in the middle here, it says Disco Vocal 1. And now I'll show you the other way you can make this vocal go in, which is to click on it and drag it over and drop it on your sequence. Now, because I've already put it in once before, it's come in instantly, but it's still time stretching it. So yours at the moment will probably say download audio, and then it will do the time stretching. So you will have to wait just a little bit. We'll pause the video and you can add that vocal in. So now we have our vocal, we're ready to start making an arrangement using the pieces of music that we built over the previous weeks. But the first thing we have to do is address a slight problem, which is that our vocal is much longer than our music. So we need to address that first. So let's do this together, and I'll do it slowly. What we're going to do is we're going to come down in the bottom corner here, very bottom, and you'll see you've got 2 minuses and 2 pluses and a button that says Fit. Now these are your zoom controls. So for example, if I click on the minus, it's going to shrink the screen and bring the whole length of that audio into view. Equally, I could go the other way and plus it out and make it really big on my screen. If I do the ones above, it's going to change the thickness of this track Watch. Can you see it's made it slimmer now? So that's the smallest it goes. Let's make it the biggest it goes. There we go, where we started. Or if you want to adjust all of that really quickly, we can just press the Fit button here. And that brings everything onto screen and makes it easier for us to see. So before we drag these across, I would just like to show you how we could glue these clips together, because I think it will make it easier for us when we come to making our arrangement. Because at the moment we've got a block that's blue that's A minor, and we've got a block that's blue that's G major. Now I could change the color and then I would know the difference, but it's much easier if I just use the glue tool. And I can do that by sweeping across and selecting both of these, coming up to Tools here and Join MIDI. And when I do that, you can see it's now made both chords into one block. So I can do both of these at the same time by sweeping across and coming to Tools and Join MIDI. And now you can see that I have one block that's 2 bars long instead of 2 blocks that are just a bar each in length. Now that I've done that, I'm going to sweep across and I can drag these out. So at this point, I'd just like you to pause the video and put the vocal in if you haven't already, and join the musical clips together and then stretch them out across your sequence so that you end up with something that looks like this on the screen. Okay, now that we have our music all the way across, we can have a listen to our vocal. So at the moment, I've got loop on, so it'll only play the first 2 bars. We want to hear a lot more of it, so I'll turn the loop off, press rewind, and play. Okay, we get the idea. I won't play the whole thing. So we've got a change here at bar 17, haven't we? Listen, the vocal changes. That's a change in the melody and a change in the timing and the delivery. So perhaps we could use that now as we come to making our arrangement. So the important thing to think about when you're making an arrangement is to make sure that your listener isn't going to get bored. Now, because we've got a lot of the same playing the whole way through, it gets a bit dull to listen to. And what we don't want as musicians is our listeners tuning out whilst they're listening to our music and start planning their holidays or something in their mind. What we want them to do is be engaged with what we've made. So the way to do that is to change an arrangement. So what I'd like you to do at this point, let's do it together. We'll just do File and Save so that we've got this stored. And now we're going to start working on an arrangement. So I think what I will do is I will start removing blocks from this sequence. The first thing I think I'm going to do is I know that I definitely don't want any bass for the first 2 chords. And I don't want any chords for the first 2 chords either. And I think I'm also going to take out the chords that follow on the next 2 as well. So this gives us what looks like an upside down pyramid, which is a really good way of starting a piece of music, because it brings each part of the music in one by one which creates interest for the listener. Let's see what I mean. So just the drum beat there. Aha! It's actually happening too fast. So let's delete the beat, the bass there as well, and delete 2 more chords. And now we've got the same pyramid build, but it's much longer. Let's hear it. Just drums. That's it, that feels better. Now comes the bass. 2 of those. That's good. Here come the chords. So that's 2 of those. I think we could definitely have another 2. But also, look, we're coming up to that 17 I talked about. So let's see what happens again. Oh, yes. How many times does it do that? It's done it once. Here's another one. Okay, interesting. So I think what would be really interesting is to maybe try just dropping to the drum beat, because it sounded pretty cool at the front there. So maybe we'll take everything out suddenly and we'll take 4 of them out for that whole area between 17 and 25 where she sings differently. So I'm going to click on the bass and sweep across and select 3 of them. And then now I've got space, I can select 4 of the chords as well and click and delete those. So let's just hear that. We'll go from bar 15. I like that. I don't think I want everything coming straight back in. So let's take 2 chords out and just have bass. That's good. And it builds now when it goes back to that repeat. Let's have 4 of these, and then I think we'll take the bass out. I don't think we'll have the bass come back in at all, actually. Let's take the beat out. Oh, I wonder what happens if we take that last one off. Let's have a listen to that run again. I like the way that's dropping back, showing that the tune's coming to an end. Now we're taking the beat away, just the chords. I like that. This is the message of love. What happens if we have half of the chord there? So it's just of love as a final end on its own. Let's try that from 39. Oh, I like that. I like that. So now we have a whole piece of music, a whole song with changing drums and bass lines. And of course, now you could go into individual drum parts and just change them, put extra parts in along the way. You could do the same with the bass, add some extra notes in using that blue line scale system. See what happens. Let's just try that.
Tell me, can you? World is built on love. I know that it will happen. Dancing.
Wow, I like that. Yeah, it's good. So you're now free to experiment with Weekly. You don't have to copy what I've done, but I'll leave this on the board so that you can see it. I'll leave this here and you can pause it and just look at that and copy what I've done if you want to. But I really recommend that you experiment and just make your own version of this tune and see what you can come up with. So that's it for now. Have fun and see what you can do with weekly and how you can change it and turn it into your own arrangement.